All right. Well, thank you once again, Mitch. We'll have you on again after this game number 3 for better or worse. We're going to be heading into the draft phase now for game number 3 between Glaive Esports and Vlad banners only. It's a little bit slower than the previous ones, Juicebox, but we are actually going to see a Lilia ban.
Yeah, no, it seems like the teams are taking this one seriously. I don't know what's going on here, but VBO banning out 2 junglers. That is some massive respect to Baby Powder. You can see Glaive Esports knocking off the cake, a little bit of everything. They know for a fact Prophet is very comfortable in that Zoe. You don't want him getting his hands on it. Last game it got picked away. This game it gets banned away. That's exactly how you have to play it. And now Glaive are actually going to grab the Seraphine for themselves. And I'm wondering where they're going to put that. We've seen it go in the bot lane, but it is just as acceptable as a mid lane champion. And personally, I think POS is the giving sort. He's like, all right, I've carried 2 games. It's time to let my boys do a little of the heavy lifting.
You think so? If I'm that mid laner, if I'm POS right now, I am so hard winning these lanes. I am full commit. I am going to pick Zed mid, Talon mid, and just end the game by 18 minutes. That is my whole goal at this point. Leave the Seraphine to the support players. Let them get their warding box and just do whatever the heck they want. I'm winning the game. And it seems like Vlad banners only don't want to win this game 3. They're picking Karma Sivir. Karma flexes, right? Mid top support, excuse me. And Sivir, I have a love relationship with Sivir. Not a fan in the current meta.
She clears the heck out of a wave. And she is a great team fighter.
Yeah,
I love this from VBO. They finally are whipping out a true hardcore team fight comp that isn't going to get abused in the early game. Now, I take that back with the Olaf selection, although I don't think Olaf is as good as he was, right? Like, I think he got, he got nerfed. So I'm wondering if that is going to be, used efficiently by Baby Powder, but he's been doing a great job thus far in the series along with POS, and I like them giving him the Olaf in theory. We'll see how it goes in practice, but I don't know, man. Glaive have really put together a pretty solid team fight composition so far. They're trying to match VBO's strategy with their own. But VBO, the difference between these 2 team comps is it takes VBO's comp a lot longer to get online than it will for the Glaive one. And so I think that you don't fight till 3rd Dragon at the earliest.
You would at least hope so. I do think that Vlad banners, they have the early game Karma. Sivir, if she goes the Essence Reaver route, can be pretty strong early on. It's a bit cheaper of a first item. You spike pretty hard because you get that sheen boost to your damage. Heading into Seraphine Jinx, though, my absolute biggest concern is going to be the same one for game number 1 when they had the Tristana there for POS, is that are Vlad banners going to be either to front to back faster than Jinx Seraphine, or are they going to be able to get to that back line and cause problems and disrupt the Jinx before she can get going? I love the Scion pick coming out here because it is that dive, situation where you can go in with the choo-choo train, potentially follow it up with a bunch of Yone CC and damage. The Sivir running in behind with the Karma Shield boosts. I like this dive team fight composition they're setting up for themselves. Set amazing counter to that game plan, though. Scion comes in and you just alley-oop him back out. It's such a simple counter. It's so great.
It's so smart, too. What an intelligent pickup. And with the Alistar as well, you're not getting onto the Jinx or the Seraphine. The only thing I will say is there's not a lot of magic damage built into Glaive Esports, right? Seraphine, I mean, come on, like she's not really gonna throw out that much magic damage, especially on the Scion, who's gonna be the main issue here. Of you're trying to get through him to get to the squishies on the bottom or on the backside of the fight. Talia's coming in, and there's a ton of AP damage now available for VBO. I think this is the first draft I've seen where I think I favor VBO.
I'm going to 100% agree, actually. I love this draft from Vlad banners. I mean, there are some very crucial technical aspects that they have to nail down to make sure that it is a successful comp. Obviously, the Yone has to, be a productive member of society and not just a drain in power. But outside of that, I think their team fighting is amazing. They have excellent pick potential with the Talia, which is something they've clearly been focusing on in these previous drafts. And it's going to, especially once level 6 hits, offer a lot of tanking and ganking potential, into the top side, into the bot lane, where you just wall it off. Alistar Jinx can't easily hop over the wall. Set can't easily hop over the wall, and then you just kill him.
And what I really love about what VBO have done with this draft is there are 3 players that really need to step it up on that side. Walnut needs to step it up. All right. Yeah. Prophet needs to step it up, and Jimmy needs to step it up. They are giving 2 of those 3, Walnut, you get Karma, but the other 2, they're giving them carry champions. They're giving them people that say, yeah, we have faith in you. You can do this. We trust you. And I think that just speaks bounds for maybe some of the mental fortitude that VBO has going on right now to take that chance, to not grab some big, thick mid laner or some super supportive mid laner for Prophet. Meanwhile, over on Glaive Esports,
kind of the opposite.
Yeah, they're like, okay, you did really good last game. You get Seraphine. How do you feel about that?
That's your reward for winning 2 games in a row. You get to play Seraphine.
You really killed it. You knocked it out of the park. But now keep it in the park, and let's let a heavily nerfed Olaf try to take it from here. But
so actually, speaking of the Olaf, I actually think this could be like the sand in the cog of Vlad banners, because Olaf clears super fast. Even with the nerfs, he can get into the enemy jungle fairly efficiently. And Talia, we haven't seen Jimmy on it at least in a while, if ever, if my memory serves.
I don't recall any.
And so it is a pick that does have a lot of minutia, because you have to make use of the worked earth. You have to be able to land your upheaving stones, or whatever the heck the W is called, and just really, it's a kind of a combo champion, because if you're just hitting Qs, you're not living to the extent of your champion. And so there is a problem if the Olaf gets going. And for what we've seen from Baby Powder, they are all up in Jimmy's stuff. Like last game, 60 CS advantage. Game 1 also had a significant CS advantage as well. And that's Glaive sticking true to form in a draft that completely goes by the wayside.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I am slightly worried that VBO has Dust to Dawn on Sion. Now, Sion obviously is a very impactful pick. But Dust to Dawn has been like the rock, not only for this series, even though he has been pretty good across both games. It's like, you saw everybody solo queue flashing it up last game and bumping into every wall you could possibly hit. Well, Dust to Dawn was like the most consistent player. And I would even say across the series outside of POS. I think he's had 2 really good games, and now they're going to put him on a big frontliner. That's fine in terms of composition in terms of your draft, but I'm really worried that Sion's going to be in the front, and he's like, I got him, guys, I'm holding him back, and the whole team is just not going to follow up. Yeah, and give him the support he's going to need.
So, joke's on you, Juicebox. It's actually going to be Prowler's Claw, Lethality, Sion. Yeah. So he doesn't need a team. He's going to choo-choo in, he's going to land one ability after the Prowler's Claw, and he's going to pop everybody. So no need to worry about the rest of the team. He's a one-man wrecking crew, and he's going to be able to get the job done. Now, I mean, this is a good draft for Vlad banners only, Juice, but I mean, do you really think they have what it takes to put the pieces of the puzzle together and solve Glaive Esports? Because this is tournament life. This is Grand Championship on the line right here.
No, I don't. No. I think I like what they did with their composition, and I think that this is going to be their best chance. If they don't do it here, they're just not going to do it. But that is, their backs are against the wall, right? They didn't go with the Bucky's draft. This is actually a working draft, so that does bum me out. But the thing is like Glaive Esports, they are better than VBO in the early game, as we saw from game 1, in the mid game, as we saw from both games, and in the late game, which we haven't actually seen, but you have to assume that it's true because they just keep stomping them so hard in the other 2. And there's no heavy, hardcore early game champion for VBO head this time.
No, so outside of the Karma.
Yeah, sure, but you're playing into an Olaf Jinx Alistar. That Karma walks in to try to get ahead. Very, very fair chance that a raging Viking is going to fly out from the fog of war and just murder her.
Yeah, definitely extremely possible. Now, as this is our game 3 draft, it is currently 2-0 in favor of Glaive Amethyst, looking to close it out here for their second 3-0 in as many weeks and claiming their title as the Excellency Heavy League champion. So we are going to take it to a short break. Juicebox and I will be leaving for a little bit, and we will leave you in the very possibly capable hands of DJ and Necrox, who are going to be bringing you once again all of the action from the Rift. So stay tuned, folks. You may be seeing the crowning of a new champion here for Heavy League. You aren't going to want to miss that. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You may just witness the crowning of new kings here in Heavy League tonight in this game. As Doctor alluded to, this could be it. It is do or die time for VBO, and Glaive want to get things kick-started in Game 3, heading for a topside invade.
Yeah, they're looking for something a little spicier. This is an interesting decision from them. They've been dominating most macro play, but instead they want to take the risk of an early game invade. It often can work out, but you can see a lot of members here from BBO seem to be ready for this. All 5 are here. Are they going to find each other?
Oh, wow, they're actually heading the other direction. Oh my gosh, this is so tense already. Headed back. Dusk? Okay, he's good. 1, 2, 3.
Wind's just coming back.
Wait. Oh, wait. Dusk actually just walks right over him. How funny is that? Dusk may have got everyone out. Wonderfully done, observers, for channeling the vision there. That was absolutely hilarious for a start to Game 3. But DJ, no one goes down. No early game chaos. We're back to normal. VBO and Glaive ready to duke it out. All things set neutral here for what could be our final game.
Yeah, and again, I like the drafts coming out from both teams. This one is a little more interesting from Glaive, I think, prioritizing some champions that we don't really see a whole lot of. Yes, they may be good counter picks. Yes, they fit decently well with the composition, I think. But, you know, Olaf just not quite the S-tier jungler he used to be. And we have not seen Set top lane in a very long time. Heard Dusted On saying that it's just not really a strong top laner anymore. So interesting to see Clonk going for this one. I think Baby Powder in particular should be just fine. You know, Jimmy is also on not an S tier jungler, as he was sort of forced to go into AP considering the AD solo laners that were drafted for VBO. But I like the team fighting approach. I like the composition. The question is really just going to be, do VBO have it in the tank? These are the reigning champions of Heavy League trying to hold on to their crown against what seems to be an insurmountable foe. Now or never. This is the time if VBO want to turn this series around and force us into a game 4. They've got to show us that championship pedigree right now.
A dramatic statement for sure, but rightfully so, DJ. This is VBO. They were so dominant last season, and this time, it just doesn't seem that they can stand up to Glaive so far, but who knows? Their story is not quite over just yet. We have one more game at least before this is decided. Stingus and Walnut going to channel a recall at 16 CS, pick up a couple items here. Boots for Walnut, a little bit of a sword and a pink there for Stingus. Is Jimmy going for an invade, and Baby Powder cannot close the gap. But here comes POS2. The Seraphine doesn't have too much damage at this point in the game. Jimmy's dodging everything, and POS2 now has to walk as Clonk from top tried to join the party, but POS chunked out a lane and smited away. Baby Powder going to be able to secure that one, and everyone's arriving for this crab. Walnut even making a move.
Yeah, Sivir can just hold this wave and clear. Does give Vark and Trivia Boy a bit of a cheater recall here, so they'll be feeling fine as Vark does go back and pick up a cull for his lane. But you can just see the prio coming out again. This set is a counter pick into tanky champions like Sion and Cho'Gath. That is often a little bit more for team fights, but he does just do this sort of thing to them in lane as well. So prio gets that crab for Baby Powder despite some nice trading. POS going to dodge out. Walnut's level 2, by the way.
Of the Q3, damage onto Prophet that execute from the high note. Actually just surprising DPS, even with just the tier and inventory. Well done from POS2 to avoid the mid lane play. Survives for now to pick up some more creeps on his way out. And we heard that Set could be a pick in this game, and we're getting a first look at it now. It's doing so well in negating Dusk to Dawn on this Sion. He's having a hard time just straight up last hitting in this lane. Cannon now, can he secure it? Has to miss that one as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure coming out for Clonk again. Just, okay, hold on. Oh!
Okay, Walnut gonna be hit by Trivia Boy, but Trivia's going too low, and he hits the traps from his own AD carry, but that's not what killed him. It was Stingus. Walnut's on the run, but in the wrong direction to Summoner's Drift. POS2 has arrived. The zap from downtown sets it up for Baby Powder to collect. Undertow doesn't find it. High Note will not either, but one more axe eventually. Waiting for it. The turret finally finishes it off. A lot of time stalled there for Walnut, but Baby Powder collects one along with Stingus.
Yeah, that's just a huge win for VBO. They go 1-for-1 with a TP expended, the Flash also, and Ignite coming out for Trivia Boy. So lovely stuff from Stingus as he just pours the damage into Trivia Boy, who did take phase rush, so not going to be that tanky when he does go in. Lovely stuff from VBO, and now they're trying to punish Clonk. He doesn't have the TP anymore.
Clonk gonna get the big shield off. The ultimate, the showstopper's gonna bring back Jimmy, and he's found one in a 2v1 scenario. The decimating smash will not find it. One more, no! Dusk turns it around. Prophet looking to make the same thing happen, but he just can't do it. There's the Unstoppable going forward with the choo-choo train. Can't get it done, and Dusk is dusted. There's no way for him to secure the kill. The slows are there, and VBO lose too much, and all of a sudden they're down 2 kills.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much there from Dusk. He gets a little bit hypey after he does manage to pick up the kill from Clonk. So close to a full 2v1 for Clonk on this set. He does end up falling down, and then Dusk, as mentioned, just kind of goes a little nuts trying to get onto Baby Powder. Doesn't respect the fact that his mid laner is basing, and POS2 has the easy early roam there to help out his jungler. Will fall as well, and Now 4-2 kill score for Glaive Amethyst. They have a 1K gold lead here at 7 minutes, but it does look like Jimmy's got prio on this Drake, and with that recall interrupted for Baby Powder, this one should just go over to VBO.
VBO looking to take dragons again. This was a similar scenario to game number 1, where they picked up so many early dragons but couldn't close out the game. This time they're going to grab the first one as well. Jimmy able to secure that one, and here we go. The bot lane play might be the next piece. This Weaver's wall going to come down and zone them off from their turret. The play is trying to be made. The Pulverize is going to get him to safety. Vark trying to get himself out of the Fate Seal, but Trivia Boy will fall. Now Prophet's on the run. The Zap will be flashed away, and here comes the healing and shielding. The Encore finds 2. Here comes the angry Olaf. Baby Powder, chop, chop. You're on the menu. Each one grabs their own POS 2, and Baby Powder collect a couple kills.
Yeah, welcome to Seraphine, ladies and gentlemen. The range on that ultimate is just disgusting, and POS, as we have seen all evening, is not gonna miss a skill shot in this matchup. Lands it onto both members. Baby Powder gonna run in and clean them up, and it ends up going back into the favor of Glaive Amethyst. That is a level 4 Karma, by the way. Goodbye.
And she is dead. The W, there you go. No flash to avoid the damage. Now Clonk is a little bit of a sticky situation, looking to turn this one around in a 1v3, but cannot do so. Will trade his life away 1-for-1. A little bit of a cheese there. Swiss, Feta, and maybe Mozzarella all stacked in that bush is somehow catching out the support on a well-timed roam from Clonk. Will get his second of the game, working his way towards the Bork to do that max HP damage to this beefy frontliner in Sion.
Yeah, should just be a free win in the side lane once that item is completed. Just so difficult for Sion to try to fight back against all of that sustained damage that will come out from this set. So Clonk setting himself up very well here with a nearly 20 CS lead, has been involved around the map already. And again, it is Glaive with about a 1.5K gold lead. There is some fight back again from VBO. They've tried to make some good plays. A couple of them have not been executed to perfection, but they have managed to turn around some kills. And Stingus is sitting just fine here, 1-0-1. Nice spell shield there as Prophet will walk back into mid. Next objective on the map is this Rift Herald sitting up here in topside. This one should be Glaive Amethyst's favored considering how far Clonk is ahead. We'll see if VBO tries to make a move or just decides to continue to try to scale up some gold.
Yeah, and they're going to need items to be able to fight this one out. Just the base of champions like Set, like Olaf, and even Seraphine provide so much value in these fights. You really can't say the same about champions like Yone. Certainly needs more damage to get things done, but still VBO have committed multiple members down here at the bottom side. You can see Jimmy clearing the bottom way of his jungle. Prophet had already set up some early vision, so there's an inkling that VBO willing to fight this one here against Glaive. This might be their last hill to die on, or the hill to make the miracle come back. You can see the pings as Jimmy getting involved in this area nice and early. TP from POS2.
Yeah, POS just going to get back to lane here with that TP. The Rift Herald has not been started. Jimmy, you can't get away.
Dead. He's just dead. That is the jungler too far out of position, and Jimmy has been caught at a critical moment in time. Jimmy will be cut down once again by Olaf. Sure, there's no Ragnarok, but Jimmy has no priority at all over this river, and Walnut is left to do everything here to kind of scrounge some wards up, and VBO desperate to get something done. They just reach too far, and they're punished.
Yeah, they are. He is just punished there. You know, when you do make a positioning mistake against the Olaf, there's no coming back because you can't do anything to slow the man down. He just pops the R button and says goodbye to all of your slows and CC. Burst out Jimmy there. 4-0-2 is Baby Powder. Really showing him what for in this series tonight, and looking so strong in game number 3 as Glaive continue to push to close out the series and get their hands on the heavy league crown, but POS in trouble.
There goes the Fate Seal. POS2 ignited, can't get the damage, and somehow POS2 survives. That is a critical error from VBO. They lose their fate seal, no more Yone ult, and in 24 seconds, they're gonna either have to take a team fight without that ulti, or simply give the dragon up.
Yeah, that's a bit of a rough one there. I think the play just slightly mistimed. They're looking for the Yone ult into the Talia seismic shove to guarantee the stun, guarantee the damage, but they don't quite get it right. Talia's not close enough, but they're trying to make it up here on Vark. He does have flash almost.
Vark has the flash in a couple seconds. Can he get away? No, Jimmy immediately deleted, but now he's going to drop as well. Jimmy ignited. Sing is going to be killed as well. Showstopper, haymaker, face breaker, goodbye. Singus is not long for the world as he's killed immediately in the fight. Clonk low HP, but Dusk has arrived. Can they find the kill? Almost. There it is. The Q from Dusk to Dawn will finish off the enemy top laner. Just barely. Make it a 2-for-1 on the play. VBO barely have an advantage. Prophet looking to extend it here in mid, but Dusk to Dawn, he stayed around for too long, and he might see the gray screen once more. Baby Powder's unstoppable, quite literally. Trying to run down Jimmy, but now he's been shut down. The Super Mega Death Rocket from base will not find the target. Now Prophet's arriving. There's the Encore flashed away from by the Yone. Quick feet, quick trigger on this Yone, trying to go forward with Q3, and the Fate Sealed Unbound will not find much damage. Walnut and Prophet trying in a 2v3, but their health bars are low, and Jimmy's arrived to try to win this fight for VBO, but they just can't do it. Vark's gonna get one, now he's excited, gets two, and Vark from base gets time to run back and turn the fight around.
Oh, VBO just trying to get a little too cute there. They should have just taken the initial trade, as they did take down Clonk and Baby Powder, but Jimmy sticks around, tries to spring a trap onto POS2. They can't land the damage, and Vark has already come back from base after dying in the initial play. He cleans up two, and that just makes the whole skirmish and bot side worth it for Glaive. They push out to a nearly 3K gold lead here as the Drake is still alive, 12-7 in kill score, but they are just going to be feeling great here as POS has completed the first item. Jinx scaling up here for Vark. Everything going in their favor. And of course, Clonk already completing the Blade of the Ruin King is going to be more and more of a menace in the side lane. It won't be too long now that Dusk to Dawn will not be able to answer him. And oh boy, Stingus, I don't know if you're getting away from this.
Yeah, he is just dead. If they do need the unstoppable, Stingus will die regardless, having to flash. Will not die, actually. They don't commit the Ragnarok. They're going to leave Stingus alive, but they don't need the kill. That was such smart play. They don't burn too much for it, and that's going to give them complete priority over the Dragon. I spoke too soon. It was smarter not to kill in the instance, as Prophet going to be taken low by the high notes from the Seraphine. Walnut trying to zone away Baby Powder, but it's really Baby Powder zoning away Walnut from this Dragon.
Yeah, this access is going to be so hard here. Look at all the wards set up in the river, all three members in the pit, and a lot of VBO members at half HP. Do you really want to damage Clonk here? I guess you do. Wow.
Get one, and he actually gets it. It's a solo kill. The Encore is only going to connect one. Here comes a train from top lane. They made it painful. Walnut and POS2 going to be low. Here comes Vark. He's going to go forward with his zap. There's more rockets into the back. Baby Powder's going to pick up a kill into Walnut, and they lose two but gain two in the trade. Here comes the angry Olaf once more. The man's got some axes with Jimmy's name written on it. Shut down for the Olaf. A nice golden fusion as Stingus and Dusk have to leave this fight. They cannot win the 2v2. So overall, GEA grab Dragon. They grab 3 kills. VBO only find 2 in the trade.
VBO are fighting so hard. They're trying so hard to make these plays work, but Glaive is just too good for it. They find a way to win every single fight. They know how to play it out. They know what the win conditions are, and they know how to carry. Look at Baby Powder once again on this Olaf 7-1-2. Sure, he's down 10 CS on Jimmy, but he is just dominating these skirmishes, murdering people in side lanes whenever he finds them. so very strong on this Viking, and the rest of his team is slowly starting to scale up behind him. 2-1-6 is Vark, 2-1-6 is POS2. They are scaling up, they are getting stronger and stronger, and they are leaving some members of VBO, notably the mid laner here, and I know Doctor talked about this, in the dust.
VBO Profit has not found the margins in this game and really in this series, as POS2 on aggressive champions like the Tristana and even more supportive style champs like the Seraphine has always found better plays, has always been on top of this game, and VBO now have nothing left to give. They can simply not give a dragon, no more team fights, no more errors are allowed, not only in this game, but in the series, as they need everything to go right if they want to claim the crown for the second split in a row. But Glaive already have their hands on the throne, ready to take the seat.
Yeah, they do, but reverse sweeps have to start somewhere, Necrox. They do still have scaling options on this team. Stingus is going to get stronger and stronger. Prophet can just become a monster if he's given time. I know he's 0-4-3 right now. He still doesn't have that mythic, but it is a big power spike. If he can pick up some gold, get a shutdown, they can try to get him out in a side lane, make him effective. There are ways for them to get into this game that we've already seen them fight decently on a couple of occasions, but they just got to make it a little more efficient when they do. Let's see if they can pull it off here.
Klonk gonna get a lot of damage with the showstopper. Dust going low, but that's a nice seismic shove that will find one kill. More gold in Jimmy's pocket will feel good. Now 6-3-3 on the Talia, plus the big shutdown that was claimed earlier. But the response play here from Glaive is just so good once again. They're gonna grab Raptors and the mid lane tier 1. A little bit of awkward positioning now from Glaive as they're trying to find themselves a way. The Encore is going to connect onto two. Sting is running way too fast in the AP. Jimmy's going to go golden into the stasis. Sting has to get himself away. Jimmy's going to flash away. Profit with an assassination onto the back line of the board. Both summoners couldn't get him to safety. They lose one but gain two for now. Glaive have somehow lost this fight as they lose two. What an assassination from Prophet to turn that one around.
And that's more like it there. If you are Prophet, just completed that Immortal Shield though, goes into the backline, follows Vark with the flash over the wall, and takes him down. That is a beautiful fight. They will take that trade onto Jimmy, get some more gold in their mid laner's pocket, and make losing that mid lane turret in exchange for the kill in bot lane a little more worth it. They still sit 4K gold behind here, nearly 4.5, but they still continue to fight. They're trying to make these plays. Keep an eye on their carries. Prophet and Stingus have been given the keys to the car in this game. They are the ones that need to put out the damage in these fights. They've got to come up huge for VBO as the next Drake about to spawn in 30 seconds.
And Stingus is so far behind on his enemy laner. 2 items for Vark already, but you can see the one-shot potential is there. Prophet basically solo killing Vark in that last fight, has the tools that he needs to make this team fight happen, and would be a miracle worker if he could make it work. Klonk trying to win this side lane and does so quite easily. There's the train once more from Dusk to Dawn, but the dunk down is not enough damage. They lose their top laner, Klonk. Klonk gets a little over aggressive with the set, and now it's a 4v5.
Yeah, I mean, side lane set with these items is a squishy boy, and it's Jimmy who is 6-4-5 here. He's got a lot of damage, 2 items, and the boots on Talia. He keeps coming in here and bursting him out every time he thinks he can kill Dusk to Dawn. Yeah, he does a lot of damage, but he just gets blown up before he gets a chance to pull the shield out to really turn the 1v2 like he did in the early game. And now they're down their frontliner for the Dragon. Can they make this happen?
The TP is available in 2 seconds from Klonk. Watch it immediately. He's going to channel this. There it goes. Into the banana brush. There's the Fate Seal that's going to whip, and the shield bow is popped. The Dragon being leashed to 2K. It's reset. Trivia Boy with a headbutt. Pulverize onto Jimmy. Going to go golden once more with the zombie. The trap's going to be laid down. Jimmy's going to be killed immediately. The Encore not even needed. Baby Powder find the first kill to fight. Trivia Boy again with a nice combo to Walnut. Trying to flash himself to safety. He's ignited. The rockets in the back, and now the excited Jinx will finish up the team fight. Double kill to this ADC. Clonk going big, flashing forward, finds Profit and finds a 4-for-0 fight. VBO with a little too much patience, allow the numbers advantage to expire, lose the team fight, lose the dragon, and may just lose the Baron.
Yeah, it's so strange for VBO, but they are up against such strong opponents. They're just not playing like I think they normally do. They seem so hesitant, Necrox. They don't want to jump on the Drake because of the gold deficit. They're afraid of getting all in by this Olaf, and so they wait for the TP to come in, and then the trigger is pulled by Profit onto a single member, onto POS, away from the fight. Jimmy, he's knocked in.
Oh, whoa, that was a little strange. Jimmy will die. Sure, Dusk will as well. It was an attempt. It was desperation from VBO to try to steal it. Not sure how he got into the pit, but no steal is allowed. And Glaive Amethyst have taken Baron at 22 and a half minutes, in VBO with their backs up against the wall have to come up with a miracle play to get back in this game.
Yeah, it's going to start with stopping the Baron push, trying to limit the damage. You don't try to push out. You don't really try to do much against Baron push, except maybe try to get a pick onto someone like Clonk. But Necrox, you sort of feel it slipping away again. That dragon fight was so crucial. They just didn't go fast enough, and Profit using that ultimate on an isolated target away from the fight when it has such high AoE potential was just wasted before it allowed the cleanup to happen. And now they face a Baron push for this game, for the series, for their lives and their crown here in Excellency. They've got to stop this from being a full base destruction. Yeah, you can give up an inhib. Don't give up 2. Don't give up 3. Limit the damage. Stingus should have a lot of wave clear here on this Sivir with some help from his teammates. Can they hold them off, or will this be the death push?
You have to draw the line of the sand somewhere. As you can see, the desperation attempt. Stingus chunked down so low, has to channel the recall immediately. Going to head back to base, get a little bit more HP to work with. Dusk to Dawn, the hero frontliner for this team, can only survive so long. The onslaught to come through from Glaive through the regular season, through the postseason, and now in finals. They have looked inevitable. They have looked strong, and they look to close out finals in 3-0. Turret will drop. Stingus on the run. Trivia Boy chunked down to half. No ults committed just quite yet. Dusk to Dawn maybe looking for a chase. Patter's gone big. Lots of damage from Clonk onto the back line. The encore will not hit Jimmy, but he flashes nowhere, and that's one member immediately gone. Dusk Low, Profit with a big ult. He's gonna find 3, but he's immediately deleted. Trivia Boy gonna claim kill credit. The unsung hero and the unsung victory from Glaive Amethyst might just be now. It's only Dusk and Stingus to hold the line, but it's Glaive Amethyst.
It's all over.
Look at the Nexus and say, this finals was always mine. Ladies and gentlemen, your grand champions of Excellency Heavy League, Glaive Esports Amethyst.
And Glaive have done it in 3-0 fashion, a clean sweep of the former champions of Heavy League. They have come into the league. They have dominated from start to finish, and they only looked better and better as the playoffs have gone on. A sweep of WYO, a sweep of their biggest rivals in VBO. Glaive are your deserved champions here today. They have been brilliant, and they have earned the new crown as the kings of all of Excellency.
And they can smile big tonight. A 3-0 dominant win performance will gain them their championship here tonight. A wonderful performance for sure, and you couldn't ask for a better series for them. You have to give incredible props to VBO. They came so far, so much prowess and skill on this team, but at the end of the night, it's Glaive Amethyst that shine bright.
Yeah, it was Glaive, and I'm sure we'll talk about this on the analyst desk. I think I know my player of the series already. I think POS2 was just a monster. I think honorable mention definitely to Baby Powder, but those two were just insane in this series. I feel a little bad for Clonk not being able to be a part of that because he basically wasn't allowed to play the game in game number 2, but his team really picked him up. They were just excellent today, Necrox. We were able to cast them last week, and they seem to have an answer to everything Wyo Boomers threw at them, particularly in game number 3. I think a similar thing can be said here today, whether it was in the draft or on the Rift. VBO tried to come up with some angles. They were fighting back pretty well at some spots, finding some team fights, getting gold back in their favor, trying to group around objectives, but it just felt like it was never enough. It just always felt like it was slipping through their fingers, and it always felt like Glaive was in control. So I'll have to see if Starling considered that a masterclass, but I don't think it was very far away.
From a top to bot, Glaive have no weak side. And to give you the last bit of analysis for our heavy league, we're going to throw it on over to our analyst desk once more. Make sure to stay tuned for the post-game interview with the MVP himself. Analysts, break it down.
You're muted, buddy.
I believe you guys are muted.
He's still muted.
Muted. I had a whole thing going. Oh, that is incredibly tragic. I did just want to say that it is a sad day for Vlad Banner's only fans everywhere because we are going to have to be giving up the crown on over to Glaive, who definitely earned it here tonight. That was my mute, by the way. But yeah, I mean, congratulations, Glaive, Amethyst. Huge victory here. I mean, Mitch, what did we just witness?
We just witnessed an absolute massacre. Glaive decided to come into this league and just take the crown for themselves from the reigning champions. We just saw, absolute domination from a really, really talented and well-coordinated team. They were very flexible in draft, right? Finally, we saw the Lillian not go into the hands of Baby Powder, and he played Olaf, and he absolutely dominated.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of what we thought was going to happen, wasn't it, Juice?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing more guaranteed than one of the three of us being muted when our segment starts is that Glaive was going to win whatever game they were participating in today.
The mute button, it's OP. It's too strong. 100-0 matchup. It's too tough. But I mean, what a series, right? 21 or 26-minute victory, 21-minute victory. And then how long was that? That couldn't have been very long either because they got Baron almost on spawn. It was like, 23 minutes in the third and final game?
Yeah, it's just disgusting. I mean, look, the analysis in this game right here is VBO done got goofed. All right, they got smacked. They got the front hand and the backhand. And Glaive just looked like a well-oiled machine. They were really taking off on every single portion of the map. And somebody was talking about Silver Scrapes maybe playing when VBO had a chance in that third game. Not in this series, Princess. This was just a massacre. Maybe not a class, but definitely a massacre.
Speaking of massacres, Mitch, I know you had your head in your hands, but that bot lane fight where Jinx died early had enough time to respawn, run back, and pick up a double kill was probably the final nail in the coffin here tonight, right?
Yeah, it felt a little bit of desperation on the side of VBO. They just wanted to get that extra kill, that extra little push of gold to snowball the game harder, right? They got kills onto Olaf, they got the kill onto Jinx, and they just wanted a little bit more. They thought they could outplay them, they thought they could land their skill shots, but just a couple of misses were a big difference. And then Jinx comes in and gets a massive double kill, and it's like this advantage we just got disappeared really quickly.
Yeah, first 2 kills of the game for the Jinx and Reset City afterwards. Now, Juice, it kind of snowballed from that point. I mean, we obviously saw the third dragon fight that, again, just completely blew up. Too much of a split fight there from VBO.
Oh, yeah. Dragons were the undoing of VBO in today's games. It was like, Like, I don't know. It reminded me of Patrick with the Krabby Patty. He's like, "Oh boy, dragon fight, time to die." Every time any sort of dragon or big objective came up, it was a guarantee VBO were about to either get wiped for nothing, or maybe they picked up a kill because they overcommitted for a certain player.
Yeah, I mean, your analogy doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide since your boy Clonk didn't really get to play League of Legends today and was definitely a much more behind the scenes member of this victory. And I mean, do you agree with what our casters were saying in terms of MVP style player here tonight?
I think it's funny. Now, there's a big misconception that I love Clonk way more than I do. I mean, I love him at like a 9 out of 10, but, people think it's a 12 out of 10. The thing is,
I mean, if the shoe fits.
Look at all of the resources and time VBO spent trying to shut Clonk down in that top lane. That was the most unsung hero of any game I've ever seen. And yes, they did shut him down. But he still had massive impacts on every single game. He was still doing work with an assassin set build. It was just really impressive watching the guy run around. All of that being said, I think Baby Powder is the true MVP. That guy, I mean, he was the only player across the entire Rift that didn't do anything wrong. He was the only one that was constantly doing everything right. And I think that the jungle gap was so massive that it didn't matter if VBO got ahead because they just didn't have the map control to do anything.
Yeah, and I see you shaking your head, Mitch, up and down, not in a negative connotation. Do you agree?
Yeah, the jungle gap was absolutely massive. I mean, we saw the Jimmy have to resort to just an incredibly aggressive play style. I can't farm, I can't, scale my own champion. I have to make sure my lanes get ahead. And, just Baby Powder got to farm, got to get massive, and got to show up so big in team fights, and got to just play Lilia blind pick every game. I don't care. I blind pick, I early pick. I'll take a dip in the draft because I'm comfortable on Lilia in whatever matchup it is. And then finally he goes on the Olaf. Oh, look, he's pretty good on that too. So jungle gap was obviously just massive this series.
All right, well, I do have a surprise for both of you. We're not going to be hearing from either of those players here tonight in our post-game interview with DJ and Necrox. We are going to be hearing from the AD carry player, the one that was so slanted by the All-Star picks. It is going to be Vark joining our casters here for the post-show interview. Take it away, boys.
Hello and welcome to the interview, Mr. Vark. I am joined by DJ to help me administer a couple of questions, and I have to say, first of all, as an AD carry myself, amazing stuff. Congratulations, and it must feel incredible in a 3-0 fashion to take the crown away from VBO.
Yeah, thanks. Yes, pretty overwhelming. We had a really dominating performance last week and this week, and we were all really happy about how it went.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be happy about that performance. I would imagine it was pretty much a domination from start to finish. VBO tried a lot of different things. They tried to throw different looks at you, particularly after game number 1 went very, very much in your favor. But it just seemed similar to last week, like you had answers to everything that they did throw. And the fact that they were chased onto so many different champions makes me feel like they were reaching pretty early in the season. So do you think you came in with a pretty good read as to what they wanted to do and shut it down? Or was this just kind of player diff today?
I definitely feel that we had such a dominating performance through mid jungle. Pos 2 and Baby Powder just played extremely well today. It was really hard for the enemy team to do very much. But in regards of what we thought they were going to do, I didn't really expect them to do their game 2 draft. We definitely were surprised about that. I guess in advance they foresaw that they were going to play around topside. I think they gave an interview about that. So we kind of had an idea that maybe they were going to pull shenanigans like that. But everything else was kind of as planned, right? We banned the Aatrox every 3 games, and we were really happy with that, and the Caitlyn, and things like that. We're pretty coming in with the right expectations.
Yeah, and I think you guys read the situation perfectly and applied the correct solution. And I want to touch on you personally here for a minute, Vark. Your gameplay in general was amazing tonight, and it seems to me that this team, if they could pick one player to just be that rock and be that consistent performer, it would be you. And is there something that you do in particular, whether it be with your team in practice or even in game on the correct night, that you do just to have that mental solidity, or is it just the way you play generally?
No, that's a really good question, actually. I think with us, we're really, really open with each other. Like, we're just like 5 friends, including Starling and Quarter Wrench too, and honestly, all the Glaive guys. Like, everyone's just really close to each other. So it's really easy to just tell someone straight up, like, what was the problem, or things of that nature, right? So I think that's the main thing that really helps us be consistent in our play and kind of have a really good focus on what we need to work on. Like, Starling helps really well with that, for example. And yeah.
Yeah, and again, that all looked great today. The communication, the coordination, I think I said it, in sort of the video that I even put there, has just been incredible for you guys all season long. And this time around, you did not fall for the old CGC curse, going undefeated through the regular season and then falling flat a little bit in the playoffs. You go clean 6-0. I don't know. Did you guys have a game that went over 30 minutes in this playoffs? I can't remember from the Boomers series.
I think we did, yeah.
Was there one in that series?
Yeah,
maybe,
I believe there was.
So maybe one outlier there, but otherwise just one of the cleanest sweeps we've ever seen. So, with that, do you guys think that you have improved over the season, and how are you going to look to continue to do that for competitions coming up?
Yeah, like, there's the memes, right? Full Masters team, right? But the reality of the situation is, we all joined all the league and we were all diamond and we just improved, right? Like, every single player on our team, we simply just worked our asses off and we played solo queue, we grinded, and we just improved, right? So I think, as a team, as individuals, we came a long way, and we're really happy about that, and we are looking towards, sky's the limit, so to say.
Yeah, and honestly, I think a big part of that is external factors, and one of the biggest pieces to me was the coach Starling. I think the man is an absolute mastermind, whether it's draft, coordination, and gameplay, anything, even champion pools. You guys seem to have every key to success. And is there anything you want to say, maybe specifically to Starling tonight, that in front of the world as they watch your glorious victory?
Yeah, Starling is an interesting character. Like, he's honestly the best. Like, the guy I've been personally like getting coached by him for almost 2 years and a half now. It's been so long, just kind of on teams. We might take a break from each other for a couple months and come back, and whatever the case is. But such a reliable guy. Puts so much effort into everything. Preparation. Giving us a direction as a team, which is so difficult sometimes when it comes to competitive teams. Just having a direction. What's the next step, right? We did this well, but what do we need to do better? What do we need to modify here, right? Such good knowledge of how to draft, and he really takes all of our feedback in regards to that and what we think, which is really, really important when it comes to player, coach, friendship, I guess, our relationship. Yeah, unsung hero. Starling's the GOAT. Love him.
Speaking of Starling, do you think you're actually going to get a compliment from him after this series? Finally a compliment, maybe?
Maybe. We'll see.
You'll probably get at best, you did all right, Vark. You did all right. From us, though, if you need the affirmation, an amazing performance from everyone tonight. Last question for you here before we let you go celebrate your victory with your fans and teammates. Any final words to anyone watching, whether it be your fans tuned in tonight, any of the staff that has watched you grow throughout the season, or even the doubters who maybe didn't think that you guys could pull off the crown away from VBO?
Honestly, I appreciate everyone who just tuned into the stream tonight. Lots of props over to you guys. I think you guys have been doing a great job all split. Like, it's been very enjoyable watching the stream, the analysis, just the production in general. I think it's really all well done. So hats off there. My team, one love to you all. You guys are the best. And to the haters, keep hating.
Hey, you can only hate so long as you keep on winning. Again, a huge congratulations and an amazing performance tonight. Go celebrate, my friend. It won't keep you any longer, but what I will do is throw it on over to our desk one more time to send it off for the evening. Thank you so much for the interview, Vark, and thank you, everyone, for tuning in. A final goodbye from us on the caster desk. We enjoyed it so much. We'll see you next time here on Excellency Heavy League. Boys, send it off.
Go get those chicken nuggets, Glaive.
Welcome back. Not muted this time, so we're on track to close out the show. Very nice. Definitely huge shout out for everybody for tuning into the stream here tonight. Thank you, my lovely analysts here tonight, Juicebox Guy, Mitch, for coming on and making sense of my ramblings. I mean, any final words for the chat, for the team, for the league, for anybody out there, starting with Mitch?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for having me. You know, it's kind of a late addition into playoffs, and Excellency has just been a beauty to watch from behind, from on the desk. Glaive just put on an absolute spectacular show. And honestly, the only thing I can think of is I can't wait for summer.
All right, Juicebox, shoot your shot, my guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to say, thank you so much for Excellency for letting me work on the split this season. And thank you for Glaive for putting on an excellent performance. And thank you to you guys for going over to my Twitch and following it at JuiceboxGuy101. We talk all things League of Legends. Don't be afraid to drop by.
Final one last pitch for some fans there from Juicebox Guy. From the organization, I do want to give a shout out to all of our Patreon supporters here for allowing us to put on the show that we put on here tonight. You guys are the best. You guys can obviously join us upstairs in the post show after this. And for me personally, I do think this has been an amazing split across the board. The storylines from the teams were amazing. The caster desk, I love you guys. You're all amazing. Everybody, even those behind the curtains. Shout outs to our producer, Dory K, and Mitch and Dunzy, the man who sometimes came on, sometimes unwillingly onto the desk. And I am going to close it out with one final thank you, claiming back my crown. And that is going to end it here for the Excellency Heavy League final spring season. We'll see you in summer. And right now, we'll see you in the post show.